All right, now I'm going to get into the grill because it's just going to make me laugh. It wasn't like this was a slam dunk. It wasn't like, oh, your dad was just such a business genius. It was like they brought him this, and he was like, whatever. And then he asked for 16 grills.
All true. So we're bankrupt. My dad fights 20 times in like 3 years.
He's bankrupt because he spends.
He spends, number one. He gives. Can't say no to people. And also, the guy who manages his money stole it.
This is when you don't hire felons for certain positions.
These white collar crimes are way worse. But
agreed.
He made $13 million to fight Holyfield. Then it was $10 million. So the commercials he would get paid for, 6 half-hour day, 6-hour shoot, $250,000, $300,000. This is like, we're thrilled to make this type of money. He doesn't have to get hit, and so that's what he's used to. So a friend of his had a friend who was with him in college and said, hey, we have this grill that my friend is marketing. It's been taken off the shelves before. We can't really get it going, but how about you promote it? And he's like, fine, just pay me about $200,000 to $400,000 and I'll be there for 6 hours. Mm-hmm. They're like, no. Then they said, well, let's form a joint venture. We'll provide the operations, you provide your time and your name, and you'll own 20% of it, 22% of it, 23%. No.
What was his magic number? What was his magic number?
16 grills.
16 grills.
So finally the offer...
And what percentage?
The offer got up to 45% of a joint venture. Uh-huh. And after all the expenses were paid, he'd keep the profit, 45% of the profit.
And 16 free grills because he liked them.
Well, my mom had been cooking grilled cheese for us. There's so many of us, and his steaks, and the Teflon rubbed off. And so he said, I want 16 grills, which is enough for the Teflon to rub off and still have one, enough for my homes and enough for my mother.
Okay.
And he said, I'll give you a half-day shoot, and that got the deal done.
And how many years went by before it exploded?
So that the deal was signed in 93. At the end of 94, he, by a fluke, got a heavyweight title shot and won. And now he's on the cover of Sports Illustrated, Athlete of the Year, and they're like, wow, we got this guy for cheap. It still wasn't doing good. So they kept promoting it, and they said, George, we want to tweak it and take the videos of you boxing and show videos at home with your kids cooking, actually using it, and then they just put everything behind it. And by 1997...
Then things started to change.
He had his last fight, he was 49, lost a decision. They come in and his manager came and gave him a check, his attorney, for $1 million, and that was just 1 month of his 45%. And at that point, he was like, I think I can retire.
So now he got $1 million a month. What's the most? He was making like $5 million a month.
$5 million
just off the grill. And then they got fed up. They're like, we can't keep paying you this much money. So they're like, how much just to own your name on this grill forever? And you walk away, and you're like, 128 million. What was the number?
There was a publicly traded company, so they had to report at some point and say, like, why is all this money going out the door? So they offered him $137 million.
Oh, beautiful.
20 of it was stock, and the stock went up when they did the deal because now the company's going to be more profitable. So it ended up being about 170-ish million.
I know for a fact that you have a Weber.
Yes, I have a Weber. Come on, man. Come on.
Do you think in hindsight, if your dad could have had that grill money, do you think he would have not fought that final comeback run?
Yes, he didn't want to fight.
Even though he became the heavyweight champion again?
Look, my dad, he said if he had a college degree, he would have been a teacher. He was a preacher, and he's like, this is all I know how to do. And he did love boxing, but no, he wouldn't. No way with that type of money.
I wonder if people ever went to his church and went, hey, isn't that the guy that used to charge us to walk across the street? By the way, I just recently saw, because I look at some blogs of cars and stuff, he just unloaded the most, like 100 cars.
And he still has a lot more.
Of course he does. And I'm just like going through these cars and like, it's like they're so random. And then and they all have like 3,000 miles on them. They're like nothing.
He had a Beetle with 200 miles on it. Yeah. Volkswagen Beetle, yeah. Your
dad also has right now over 100 dogs. True or false?
True, that we know of. He hides them from my mom.
And you guys sell them or?
It's a pleasure thing. He'll sell them if like he finds a good home, you know? Sometimes he'll just give them to people because he cares about the home. He's literally Dr. Dolittle. We grew up with crocodiles, antelope, elk, monkeys, lemurs, cows, of course, horses, over 100 horses.
Right. You understand why he went bankrupt a couple times, right? Like, you can't have a zoo. Like, that's not, zoos are run by the city. Like, is your dad getting sweeter as he gets older?
He's a He's always been a puppy dog.
Right, but he used to date Kim Kardashian.
God, how'd you know that? Did Sarah tell you that? It's a news hit.